Hey y'all, so I made a video about this before, but I just wanted to make another one and just talk about why I became a coach because I feel like over time my why and reason for being a coach has kind of changed a little bit. So I wanted to make a new one, and I guess I'll just start by sharing my story. And I definitely like my transformation and my like journey towards becoming a coach definitely has to go back to a really hard time and season in my life, and that was with the passing of my mom. And I'm gonna try not to cry, but I can't promise that. Um, So my mom passed, which obviously just kind of completely just rocked my world. She battled with cancer for about 12 years, which I could go on and on about the miracle that she was, and sorry, and the fighter that she was, and the strength that she had, and how amazing it was that she kept fighting even until her very last breath. And I'm just thankful to the Lord that we had those 12 years, that she was around way longer than I think maybe some doctors imagined. And I'm extremely grateful for who she was and that she was my mother. Um, anyway, so all that happened, and I was living in Nashville, and I got to be with her at the end, and I went back to Nashville and kind of wrapped things up, and it really just felt like kind of time to really just, I sometimes say like a life hiatus, but it really was time to kind of put things on hold. So I had been nannying at the time, and I had decided once I got back to Nashville that I was going to get through that summer and get the girls started in school that I was nannying, and then that I was going to take some time in Florida to spend with my dad, and just to really just have some time for me and to heal. Um, and obviously, dealing with a tragic event like that, you really just eat for comfort a lot, and people would be bringing food, and we would snack all the time, and not only was I kind of dealing with emotionally, I also physically felt like I was feeling my body changing and clothes weren't fitting, and that was kind of just a bummer wrapped up in all the other things going on. So I started seeing my eventual now coach start posting just about her challenge groups and how she was helping people get fit and happy, and I was seeing her amazing transformation pictures, and I didn't really know all that she was doing, but I thought that it sounded incredible that she was working from home on her own schedule, helping people. It all just looked so much fun. Like I said, I had no idea what she was doing, but it looked like something that was really fun. And I remember just telling my roommate and some people, like, oh, I don't know what it is, but I think it's awesome. Like, she's working out for a living, and it's awesome. So by the time I reached out to her, she had suggested that I jump into one of her challenge groups just to kind of see what that was all about. And I had, like I said, seen her transformation, and I was all about that because I had no idea really where to start. I had never really had to worry about my weight. I'd always been kind of athletic, and I played softball, and I could always pretty much eat whatever I wanted, and so I didn't even really know where to start. Um, so I jumped in her group. I ordered a challenge pack. I started doing Turbo Fire and drinking Shakeology, and absolutely fell in love with the groups and just the whole atmosphere. It was so powerful and empowering to have this group of women supporting me, and plus it kept me on track. Like, I'd felt like when I had tried to maybe diet or get in shape in the past, it would kind of be a fleeting thing, and I'd be gung-ho and then it would be over. But I had this group that I wanted to check in with, and I wanted to be able to say, like, I ate this today, or I got my workout in today. And so it just really kept me on track. And so we just kind of kept chatting more and more just about coaching and about what it was. And in my other video, I am sitting in that same spot, but back in Nashville now, so I can't be in that spot. But I literally one day went to the exact spot where my mom, I have watched her spend countless, countless hours praying for my sister and I got on my knees in that spot, and I just asked the Lord, is this for me? Um, I told him in those moments that I felt like I wanted to do this, but if it wasn't for me and what he had for me, I didn't want any part of it. And so I just felt a peace and I felt a go ahead, and so I signed up, which it's kind of crazy because we're coming up on almost a year from, it was the 20th of this month, so 20th of October 2013 that I officially signed up. And it was really the greatest decision. At the time, of course, I was kind of scared, and that first step is always hardest. And I had no idea if I could do this or not. I had never sold anything a day in my life. I'm an educator by nature, so I've always just worked with kids, and I've never sold anything, never kind of didn't know if I could lead the groups, or just had so many questions about whether or not I could make this work. I had no idea whether or not people would ever want to do what I'm doing, but I really just felt like it was a great opportunity. And like I said, I had loved the groups and I was seeing great results. Like, I was so excited the first time I started seeing a little bit flatter stomach and some abs come through, and it was all just so exciting and fun. And so I wanted to help other people find that. So I signed up and I got started, and it has just been the most incredible, incredible thing. And I just going back to what I talked about in the beginning about your why, I felt like my why in the beginning was definitely like, it sounded fun, it sounded like a fun thing to do, and I had always kind of been someone, honestly, who wasn't necessarily like always all about working, honestly. I loved kids, so I taught for a little while and then nannied, and that was awesome because I do love children and I feel like the Lord used me there. But I never had these big dreams and passions, like, and there wasn't really anywhere to go from there. There was no like level I could climb really as a teacher, and um, I always wanted to be a mom, and I've always dreamed about being a stay-at-home mom, and that hadn't happened yet. Um, but I never had any big dreams as far as my career went. Like, I was just working to work because I had to. And anyway, so I was, at first, the big draw for me was, well, working from home, like, I love that. Like, I don't want anyone to have to tell me I have to go here or do that or come in. And I loved traveling and I love the freedom. And so I didn't want to have to ask a boss if I could take time off. I didn't want to have anymore someone telling me, well, you could only take this long to go home at Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. And after everything with my mom, I just kind of realized life is too short, and I wanted to have a life by design that I designed, that I created. And so this seemed like such a great opportunity to do that. And it has been just that. Like, I can't even tell you how amazing it is that, like, if I want to go meet someone for lunch, like, I go do it. If I want to go on vacation or go home, like, I go do it. And yes, like, it's not like I just make money without putting the work in. I do put the work in, but like, being able to do it on my own time, my own schedule, has been the greatest and best feeling ever. Like, I mean, I could go on and on about what that has meant to me. And like, my sister asked me, like, in January, if I could babysit the girls while they go to a wedding. And it was like, absolutely, yes, I would love to. And I didn't have to like wait and see if I could get time off or would that be possible. That's the beauty of this job, is that I can go do that when I want to. And that's just been an incredible thing. And then as I got going, my why kind of shifted a little bit, and I really started to realize as I was talking to a lot of people who were just broken-hearted moms about having to leave their kids, or maybe they couldn't afford to stay at home because their husband's job didn't pay as much, so they felt like they really had to work. I started realizing that this is an opportunity, and yeah, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not even dating anyone, but like it's an opportunity to really build something that one day, like, it will never be a question for me whether or not I can stay home with my kids. I will never have to wonder, am I making enough to stay home with them? Because one, I will be working from home, but I will be making more than enough to again live the life I want and be there for every moment with my children. And I'm not gonna have to wait and see, like, oh well, does my husband have a job that we can actually afford for me to do that? Like, I'm creating that for myself now. I'm going after that dream of being able to stay at home with my family. And then, so that was obviously like another why that like hit me in the face. But I always felt like everyone kept saying, like, when you really find out your why, like, it will make you cry. And all those things were so cool, and the freedom and the eventually one day for my children and all of those things. But like, I felt like my why like was driving me, but I didn't feel that deep down like emotional like connection to it. And so I was sitting at Summit this past summer, and sitting next to my coach actually, and all these coaches, we were celebrating their success, and they were walking across the stage, and we were hearing about all they've been able to accomplish, that and hearing their stories of what they overcome was just amazing. And it literally smacked me in the face, and I burst into tears. And I have found it. I have found what was going to keep me going. I had found what was going to drive me forward, and what was going to just that deep down, like, I will not quit because this is so important to me. And so, anyways, my grandfather has been so amazing to our family, and I look back over the course of my life and all that I've gotten to do and all that he has given to me, and I literally feel so unworthy, but I feel so blessed. My parents were both teachers, and so obviously, like, they weren't making a ton. Like, they did fine, and they did more than enough for us. But my grandfather has worked very hard, and he wanted his family to never have to know what it was to go through not being able to do something. And so, and yes, like, there were some, obviously we won't get into that, but it's not like I just got anything and everything I wanted. But the ways that he blessed us, the vacations that I got to go on that I never would have got to experience, the freedom that he gave me. I got some money from softball, but it wasn't a full ride, and I got to go to an out-of-state school because he had set up a fund for me to go to college, and so many of my friends, and that's fine, but are struggling right now with debt from school, and I don't have any of that. And like I said, we got to go on trips, and we got to do and have all of these experiences that, like, we might not have been able to afford. And he has just done so much for my family. And even when I was starting this business, I was able to pull a little bit from money he set aside for me so that I could, like, so that I didn't have to work another job while I was starting this up, that I could focus and put all my efforts onto there. And what he did for us is literally just, is beyond anything that I deserve or could imagine. And in that moment, I realized, like, seeing all the success of the coaches and realizing what this opportunity could be, I realized that this is a chance for me to leave that legacy and that mark for my own family. To be able to set up a college fund for my future children, and to be able to go on vacations and never have to feel like we couldn't afford things, or money was stress us out, and to have the ability to give money away to help other people is just crazy cool to me. As a teacher, your salary is kind of capped, and with this opportunity, it's not. And I never dreamed that I would be a part of something that would just, help me be able to dream really big, and to believe that those things were possible for my family, and to one day, I know how I feel and what it has meant to me, what my grandfather has done, and to be able to have that opportunity for my family is incredible. And I'm not knocking teaching, I'm not at all, but I never knew something like this was possible for me with a teaching degree, like it, and it never would have been. And so that is just what drives me and what keeps me going, because there are days, yeah, there's hard days when you want to quit, or things aren't working out the way you saw them, or things are hard, and um but that's why, like, I'm gonna keep going and keep going, and also just being able to help people for a living, and being that spark for someone that needs to get started with their weight loss journey, and providing them with a job that they can stay at home or make some extra income with their family is just the greatest feeling ever. I definitely, like, I feel like in parts of ways, like, it saved me. Like, I was in, obviously, it was really hard, and it still is really hard. Like, I'm still dealing with the loss of my mom, but this has just given me something so um, just special and so uplifting to focus on, and to kind of dig into, and it's kind of just, it's kept me going, having something like that that's so special, and just being able to look outward and help other people um, has just been so great during this time of just grieving my mom. And I um, I know that she's getting a front row seat, and even though I can't hear her say that, I know that she would be so proud. Um, and yeah, I'll wrap it up because this has already been too long. But this summer we went on a cruise, and I got to sit down with my grandpa and emotionally just cry my way through telling him what he has meant to me, and how, like, why I'm working so hard at this business, because I want to be able to do the same. And that was just such a cool moment for me. And I, anyways, I'm thankful for this opportunity, and I am just excited about where it's heading. So that's my why, and that's why I'm a coach, and why I love it.